want me to help you?
I'm lost. I'm like,
And that's why you keep your +2 angry duck from the beginning of the game, because it might come in handy. Hi, good evening. This is our first Thursday presentation video broadcast for the Cortex Group. We have, you will notice, an extra person with us today. But ultimately what we've decided to do is Cortex versus, and we're going to do board games tonight, on Thursdays. Tonight is going to be Munchkin. Specifically, we have several of the Munchkin sort of editions, but first things first, as you can see on the cameras, we have a board out. The reason I'm pointing this out is the normal Munchkin game, which I think is hidden away down there somewhere. Is that one of the editions?
yes, it is.
That doesn't help. Right.
No, that's the normal.
It's a normal. Excellent. Right.
We knew that.
So what we have here, for the viewers, it probably would have been better you did that actually. So this is Munchkin. This is the standard Munchkin game itself. With that, you will get yourself a selection of cards, as well as little dudes, little Munchkins, maybe not. So, it includes 168 colourful cards with a full colour art, and that's it. Basically what we're getting at is, you can get rid of that now. The special edition, the deluxe, we highly recommend that. That comes with the board game. It comes with these little fellas, which you will see running around, different colours, with selected qualifying cards, which are for us to capture and hold. And that is the one that we're advertising on the front above us now. I recommend that one because you just get a bit more for your money, whether you buy it online from the shop or from other retailers. Look for this, the main one. It's the better version. So you get a selection of cards, which you can see here on the main screen. Again, you get the board. You get this fantastic doohickey, 6-sided number. It's got 1 through 6 and everything on there. Yeah. As well as your little guys and cards. Now, we're not going to play the editions, but Munchkin does come with a wide selection. We have Munchkin Booty, a pirate-based edition, which we can add the cards to the main deck, as well as Star Munchkin, which looks very much like somebody has been influenced by somebody we won't refer to,
No.
but soldiers in space. So basically, how do we play Munchkin is what we're here to do. So, to be fair, when we progress during the weeks, we're going to be playing games that we have never played before, and you will see the frustration, fun and love that goes into it. And the whole point of this is how to start, open it up, play the game, and the fun, or not so much fun, as we've selected some games that we haven't exactly enjoyed. So it's also just to simply see how you'll enjoy it, how do you play the game itself. It's not going to be hints and tips on how to win. It's just simply showing you what the game's like, how we play it, and reviewing it for you, and hopefully allowing you to make a good informed decision that Munchkin is the best board game ever.
Apparently.
Absolutely.
Having never played it, of course. Yeah.
Awesome.
Somewhat better than the rugby.
Yeah, and of course, if anyone that produces Munchkin would like to get in touch with us, then by all means, we love all followers, and we're nothing at all to do with biased. I love Munchkin, but I don't speak necessarily for Cortex. I love Munchkin. Yeah. So thank you very much, Steve Jackson.
Oh yeah. If he's wanting to put any Car Wars that way as well.
I'm going to say more Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, Car Wars. But that'll be another one. Definitely going to do
Oh,
Car Wars.
I've got that yet. Not doing Car Wars.
Right, so slightly different as far as the setup's concerned. Main camera on the board, seeing us, and my bald fat head. For those of you that are just watching this one and don't watch our roleplay channel, my name's Cain, and to my left here we have
Talbot.
Nevyn. Luther.
and we are
Sneezy.
a McSneezy. He hides under the table and pulls on Nevyn's leg. So, how do we play? Do you want to?
Because I've never played this game before.
Have you not? I've not played before. No, mine. Played a few times.
I'm sure you won once.
Did I? I know.
He said you won once.
You won the pirate one.
Apparently you won the booty.
Did we ever play the original?
We always play the original.
Do we?
We just add all the cards all the time.
Oh, okay.
But that's the advanced classes. So, do you want to help us? Do you want to tell us, or do you want me to do it?
I don't mind.
Good, go for it. You've got a voice.
Have I? Swear.
A lot.
A lot.
Oh, by the way,
Can you edit that out?
Yeah, we apologise in advance for any language that is not child specific, but we are an adult channel. So now and then, Luther, you know, he does suffer from Tourette's from a fishing accident when he was run over by a truck underwater while diving for space whales.
You were driving then.
It's true. True story. From start to finish.
Right. Anyways, that excuses him for outbursts.
Grenade!
So what we're going to do is we're going to got the rules right in front of me, and we're going to talk through them. We've already sort of set up the board there, so to speak. So I'll skip through as best we can. So we're doing card management. We've already passed that, yeah. So no. Okay. Set up. 3 to 6 can play.
Right.
You will need 10 tokens. Coins, poker, chips. What? Do we? Tokens.
We've got dudes.
Okay, is that what we're referring to tokens?
Yeah, because this is the deluxe version.
All right.
I hope so.
I don't know.
It's been 3 years.
So you need 10 tokens, coins, poker, chips, whatever, or any gadget that counts to 10 for each player. Divide the cards into door deck and the treasure deck, and that's what we've done, right? Door deck, treasure deck.
I don't think we've ever done that first bit, have we?
What to 10? What?
I don't know. Oh, that's because normally you don't get the board.
Yes.
So you don't get the board, and as a result you've got to know, because the whole point of the game is that you start in room 1,
Yeah.
and you make your way up to room 10, and once you've won in room 10, whatever the content is, and obviously Talbot will get to that, once we get to 10, you'll win the game. So you'd have to have some kind of, if you didn't have the board, which is why we recommend the deluxe edition, because you get a top-end, space-age, futuristic board.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
So, treasure cards, door cards.
So have you, has anyone shuffled them?
We haven't played it in 3 years. What could possibly be wrong?
So they're probably not shuffled.
Absolutely not.
No.
Any of us professional shufflers?
Absolutely.
So I'm not shuffling on camera because I just don't want to give away my skills.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What? This skill.
Wait.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is it.
Next stop, Vegas.
What?
Ooh,
Next to Wigan.
Cortex versus Vegas.
How could it go wrong? How could that possibly
Yeah.
go wrong? What could possibly go wrong with that?
Do you really want me to
Well,
play
look at
this?
me.
Cortex 4.
You mean the Hangover wasn't a documentary? Oh.
That was an interview.
Sorry, I thought it was a guide.
How do you actually shuffle?
Apparently not like that.
No.
Somewhere there are croupiers going, oh my god, oh, that's terrible.
If this wasn't the fact that this is live and automatically going out on my channel, then I would actually do some awesome, cuts where I'd be like, how do you... and then suddenly it'd be 5 minutes later when it'd be in mid-game, because I am brilliant at editing.
Whereas cutscene is some random dude going. and that's how we shuffle. Okay, so this is shuffle, right? So
This is shuffle.
this is shuffled. Deal 4 cards from each deck to each player.
Excellent.
Since you're reading, you can do it.
Oh, okay, man.
Do we have to choose guys yet?
One
Have we not
from
got that
each
point?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Just, oh, here you go.
Nope.
One,
Okay, well,
one. Four.
You're doing us proud.
2. Shut up. Right.
I'm getting flashbacks of being 4.
3.
Top trumps.
4. 4.
Sorry, did I say 4 there, right in the middle of 3?
Yes.
You were like, what number was I at?
Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
next week, Cain does shoelace time.
With ice cream. Excuse me. Ooh, do I have to show it?
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
What are you talking about?
Well, we do, but we don't.
We'll see what we don't.
Yeah, no, for the purpose of the viewers, we don't.
Ooh.
3.
6.
3. Shut up. 4.
3,
4.
1.
4.
No.
4. 4.
4. Have you got 4?
Yes, man. Got 4. Yes.
Oh, I've got the cheat.
You've got a cheat.
Yeah. He's sitting right beside us.
We've got a cheater. So we've done that.
Okay, so let's go over that again. So basically, you dish out 4 of each card
Yes.
to the players.
Yes.
Okay, that's where
Done.
we are.
So now we're on to card management. Keep separate face-up discard piles for the 2 decks. You may not look through the discards unless the play a card that allows you to. When a deck runs out, reshuffle its discards. If a deck runs out and there are no discards, nobody can draw any of that kind of card. In play. These are the cards on the table in front of you, showing your race, class, if any, and the items you're carrying. Continuing curses and some other cards also stay on the table after you play them. And then
Can we have it read out with punctuation?
So,
Rules out. I'm like, what?
I think we should stop there. Decide who goes first by rolling the dice.
so we need to figure out how we actually read the rules. So we're going down. It's like comic fashion. Oh.
Which colour do you want?
Oh,
Might as well take it.
Alright, so
What do you know? What's this?
I don't know. I'm orange.
apparently Luther knows what he's doing. So the moral of the story is find somebody who's already played Munchkin.
Yeah. We're
Don't-
available for a good hourly rate.
Yeah, don't look at our channel for now, but we're going to get better.
Absolutely, man.
Right, so,
Because you might get everything else.
Change sex, so you just change it over.
he said change sex. We're pro that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I never knew that.
What?
Oh yeah, choose your gender. Right, okay, we've got to get to that. Do you want me to help you?
I'm lost. I'm like, from this,
Do you want to help?
exactly what's going on.
so starting and finish the game, are we going that way?
I don't know.
I don't know. So just,
Well, basically,
but we haven't done that. How could we haven't
Have you played
started.
this before?
a long time ago.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. So which way am I going? Are we deciding which way I'm bloody reading the rules? Are we going down or are we going across? We're going down, right? That's what I was doing?
Probably should have read it before we started.
Crossing down, crossing
No, because that's not true to life then.
What, that you don't read the rules before you start?
No, this is
I'm pretty sure that's how you do it.
I don't like these rules. I'm going to change them straight away.
Are we trying to put some furniture together?
Yes.
At some point, the rules are going to go through the air. And we'll just talk to the camera.
This was really easy when we did it 3 years ago.
Yeah, you were younger then.
So yeah, that's a good tip.
You were
Get someone young to play with you.
When we mean young, like, you know,
No, don't even read
someone who
Stop.
is...
Stop.
Josh Shovel.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Digging. Anyways,
Right, okay.
the secret is read the rules before you start playing the game.
Before you live broadcast.
Get someone who can actually read to punctuation.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Decide who goes first by rolling the dice and arguing about the results.
Okay, let's start with that. 3.
Roll it again, that was crap.
Ah, shut up, man. 2.
So let's
That's only it's that fishing incident with the underwater space shark.
4.
Right. Well, because he swore,
Yeah.
I have to go first because I rolled 3 first.
Yeah.
So you roll 3 as well.
Yeah, but I rolled it first.
Yeah, but if you add it to yours, I got 6.
That's true, mind. That's a good argument. So I think since he's
He
self
stinks.
Oh, you
he stinks.
used to roll again. You used to roll again, so it goes first.
What?
But since he stinks,
I'm not sure what's happened there.
Just fruit juice. I'm driving the car. Just call me out now.
Blah, 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 blah. He stinks.
3 hours later, we're still on page 1 of the rule book.
So
Right, so we're going to argue about the results and the meaning of this sentence and whether the fact that a word seems to be missing any effect. Play proceeds in turns, each with several phases. When the first player finishes his turn, the player to his left takes a turn and so on. The first player to reach 10th level wins, but you must reach 10th level by killing a monster unless the card specifically allows you to win another way.
Can you say that again? I was too busy trying to.
Once you get to room 10, you've won. But you've got to kill a monster,
On room 10.
because there's ways to move
Right.
without killing a monster. So if say you open
You
10,
can bypass them normally, but you must kill one.
you must kill a monster to win unless you specifically have a card that tells you otherwise. Everyone starts level 1 with no class. Look at your initial 8 cards, right?
So your initial 8 cards.
So you look at your first 8 cards.
Do you,
Yep.
do you group them together? Do you,
I think I don't think it matters because we're about to put them out on the table. So you look at your initial 8 cards. If you have any race or class cards, you may, if you like, play one of each type by placing it in front of you. So this is the thing that we've got to remember when it comes to the game. If it's on the table and can be seen by the other players, yeah,
It can be nicked.
it can be nicked, but it's in play. Okay, so if it's in play, so for example,
pick a random card.
if I had a race, which I do, I am an elf. Okay, if I had it sideways or in my hand, it's not in play. It doesn't really exist in the game yet. Okay, so you can put your race out. If you put it out, you immediately get any bonuses. But it does mean if anybody around here has got the capability to wipe me out, because then it gives them bonuses. Okay, so ultimately, put it out. You immediately, if it's in play, you get the bonuses from it. If you hold it in your hand, it's considered to be fairly safe.
Does race actually say race at the bottom, does it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And on the bottom of the card, it will say race. Now, ultimately, if you don't put a card in play, it can still be affected by other cards, so it's not a safety thing, but if you put it in play now, it's going to give you bonuses straight out, okay? Now that's race and or class, okay? So you can be a warrior or a bard.
Put those out straight away,
Yeah, you don't have to, but if you do, you get the bonuses. If you don't, you're not getting the bonuses, but you've got a card that it's not in play, all right? Only cards in play can be used to affect the game.
Okay.
Right, you can play one of each type by placing it in front of you. If you have any usable items, you may play them by placing them in front of you as well. So, for example, you might have armor. Yeah, you don't have. You can have armor without a race or a class.
Right.
Okay, so for example, I'll have that.
What's that?
It is that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit.
+3 bonus, usable by elves only. So you have Cain, who is currently has a class. He's an elf,
That's a race.
so that offers bonuses, and you will often get items.
That could be race specific.
Yeah,
Oh,
that are
class specific.
class or race specific, which offer various bonuses.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you put them all out at the start, or do you take the?
Yep.
So this
No,
is-
you're
this is part of the card
setting
management,
yourself up. This
yeah.
is you setting the game up for yourself. Okay, so put them out
Okay.
as we do. I also have +1 bonus, spiky knees. It's not race specific. Obviously, we don't have to do this for every card, and production value is going downhill with the massive blurredness. Boom. So I have a +3 bonus because I'm an elf, and I've got the rapier of unfairness, and I've got spiky knees, which is a +1 bonus as well. Yeah. So I'm in a health with +4 bonuses so far. That's how I'm starting.
Right. So I can put any. I can be a warrior,
Yep. You
and
will have
I can have boots of running really fast. Yes.
Excellent.
And then the rest of these are just
Rubbish.
shockingly bad.
So, if you have any doubt about whether you should play a card, you could read below, or you could just charge ahead and do it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Probably don't do that.
So, we decide who goes first by rolling the dice, arguing about the results, because he smells.
Yeah, he's
You're going first, right. So at that point, nothing could produce you below level 1. But your combat strength when kicking down doors can be affected to -0s. You go up a level after combat only if you kill the monster. You cannot collect rewards for defeating a monster, such as treasure levels, in the middle of combat. You must finish the fight before gaining any rewards, and you must kill a monster to reach level 10. Any other disputes should be settled by loud arguments, with the owner of the game having the last word.
That's fine.
No. Is it?
He cheated. He said my version had lots of other cards in it, and we wanted to do the basic version tonight, so he knew this. House rule, for those of you that do really get into this game, which I highly recommend, there is an app that gives you bonuses for your phone. House rule tonight is we're not having app bonuses on my phones, because we use that quite a lot. Okay, at the start of your turn, you may play cards, switch items from in use to carried, which would be like that. Yep. Turn it sideways.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best way to indicate if it's sideways, it's being carried, it's not physically being worn or in use. The game will develop and it'll see what's important about that later on. Trade items with other players and sell items for levels. Each item will have a gold coin value on the bottom. When your cards are arranged the way you want, go to phase 1. You kick open the door. Draw 1 card from the door deck and turn it face up.
Okay. So we do it.
Go for it.
Let's go. Boom. Kicking down, Dawn. Bam. And I have a wizard card. So what is that? Tell me. So it's a class card.
So
okay?
if
So
it's a
I can-
monster, you've got to fight it.
It's not a
yeah.
monster.
But we're not. If the card is a curse, it applies to you immediately.
Okay.
If you draw any other card, you may either put it in your hand or play it immediately.
Okay. So
Are you a wizard?
I can keep this because I'm
You
going
can
to class
put
now.
it sideways if he wants.
So it can go in your hand.
Okay. But I'd rather have it because I want to be wizard.
Right, so you've got a class. Yep.
Wizard, have it. Right.
I think we should just backtrack one moment. So keep separate, face up discard piles for the two decks. We covered that. When the deck runs out, you reshuffle it. Great. In play, these are the cards in the front of you, showing your race and class, if any, and the items you're carrying. Continuing curses and some other cards also stay on the table after you play them. In your hand, cards in your hand are not in play. They don't help you, but they can't be taken away except by cards that specifically affect your hand. At the end of your turn, you may have no more than 5 cards in your hand.
Okay, 1, 2, yeah, I've got more than 5. Okay, so I need to sort out my hand because it's still my go.
Each type of card can be played at a specific time. Cards in play may not be returned to your hand. They must be discarded or traded if you want to get rid of them.
Right? Okay, so I'm still in play, right?
So basically, because we've gone back a step,
Okay.
yeah. If you have any race or class cards you may like, you can put them in play.
Yeah.
You play them by placing them in front of you. If you have any doubt whether you should play a card, blah blah blah. So basically, yeah. So we kind of haven't, we're not out of place
We're
yet.
not out of place yet.
So you to put your cards down, but you can only have 5. The game starts. You kick the door in.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can only have 5 in your hand.
Only 5 in the hand at the end of your turn.
Right, so it's not the end of my turn yet because...
Wait, no. Unless it says your class.
Yeah,
You can have 6 cards in your hand.
okay. So,
There you go.
oh,
leave
so
that
that's a
blank.
special card, is it?
Oh, it's dwarf.
Oh, dwarf.
Still a special card.
Yeah, race card.
Oh,
No, that don't-
I knew how long it's going to take with that one. I'm playing a race card. Right, okay.
I'm an elf.
Yeah, oh, man, you're such a cheater! This game's not going to last 5 minutes, is it?
I can just see the camera being launched across the room.
Just make sure it doesn't shuffle the cards.
Show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Anyone that's watching this recorded later will know that you cheated.
I don't cheat.
But that's a lie.
I was going to go. I do. Oh, no,
I don't
keep that to
cheat.
yourself.
But I'm a liar.
I mean, anybody's got an iPad in front of them.
By the way, you can interfere with other people's combat in several ways.
Glad you
Use a one-shot item, play a card to modify a monster or play a wandering monster, backstab them or curse them. However, you can run away. If nobody will help you or if somebody tries to help, your fellow party members interfere.
Is that during combat?
Yeah, we'll get on to all that in a minute.
Yeah, man. Let me
That's
sort
when
my
the
hand
fun
out.
begins.
Yeah, all right, all right.
We started 20 minutes ago, come on.
Yeah, he still hasn't sorted his hand out.
Right, okay.
He's like this.
Definitely
Takes
more than
forever to lose.
I need to have 1.
Instead of getting rid of it, do you want to hand it on to somebody for good favour?
I don't know.
What you got? You get rid of it?
Something that you could use.
Looks like you've got more than 5 cards in your hand.
I know I have. I'm busy sorting it out.
In his head place.
Listen, this is hard, you know. Especially when you can only count to 5. How many cards do I have?
5.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said I had 6.
No, he's a dwarf.
No, he says I've got 6.
I said you got more than 5.
So how many have I got?
Count them.
You've got 6 in your hand,
Then you put one down.
Exactly.
so you've got to get rid of 2.
Okay, so
Either trade them or discard them.
Unless you can wear them and use them.
How do you trade?
You say, hey, I've got this, anybody want it? What have you got? You know, things like that.
How much is it to go up a level? Is it 1,000?
It's 1,000.
Right.
1,000 gold coins, and
Right.
it gives you an auto level.
So
They get discarded?
they get discarded and they go in the discard pile. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
You know when you discarded them?
Yeah.
Did you notice the numerical value?
If they had any.
No, they don't have any.
Ah, okay, fair enough. So you just didn't want it?
He said, I think.
No, it's only him that's spoiled.
See, that's
Did the table hit you in the face?
No.
Because I turned around, he's going, ah! Wait, who him? What's the cameras?
Ah! That hurts so much.
this is a violent game,
Right.
apparently. Yeah.
It is.
Right,
No,
so...
you can't take them back.
I just want to have a look. No, they don't have money.
Okay. So you didn't kill a monster,
No.
which means...
I stay where I am.
No.
So you kick open the door, resolve the combat completely before you go in. If you kill it, you go up level if the card is look for trouble. If you did not draw a monster when you first open the door, you now have the option of playing a monster if you have one
Ah, okay.
from your hand and fighting it.
I'll fight it.
Just as if it had found you when you kicked open the door. Don't play a monster you can't handle,
Okay.
unless you want to.
Let's do it.
Unless you're sure you can count on getting help.
Right. So I can throw down a monster.
If you did not if you did not draw a monster when you first opened the door, you now have the option of playing a monster.
You don't have to.
If you did not find a monster by kicking open the door, and you did not look for trouble, you can loot the room. You draw a second card from the door deck face down and place it in your hand. If you met a monster but ran away, you don't get to loot the room at all. So if you loot the room,
So what's my options? I can loot
If
the
you
room?
if you look for trouble,
Okay.
you put a monster that you've got.
From my hand.
Yeah, okay. And you fight it and kill it.
Right.
You'd go to level 2.
Right.
If you don't fight a monster, you can loot the room, but you're still in that room.
Right, okay.
Okay, remember it's all about getting a 10.
All right,
You'll have
no
an
problem.
extra card.
So
And
I'm
you-
looking
yeah.
for trouble, and I'm going to fight this boy right here. Can you see that?
I can't say that.
What is it?
It's a level 1 mole rat, a creature from hell, +3 against clerics. Bad stuff. She whacks you, and you lose a level.
Well, you can't lose a level anyway, because you're level 1.
No,
Yeah.
I can't go any below that, but I can defeat that easily.
Can you?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm just going to beat it because I'm the same level
Just beat it.
without bonuses with the same level, so I can defeat it, can't I?
No.
Yeah.
You have to be higher than it.
You have to be higher. But I'm higher than you because I got +5.
Yep. So you've got your usual Y wizard. So you are fighting at level 6 against a level 1 mole rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm level 6.
So what can happen here, of course, is if you have something in your hand, early game, it's some people like to strike early. It has been known, just for no apparent reason. You can, if you might have a card that increases the monster's level, but remember it has to be level 7. Yeah,
It has to be level 7.
the monster, because he is a level 1 because the room he's in.
Yeah.
He has a +5, so he's fighting at level 6. Yeah. So
Also, if you hit something that could increase that to level 7.
he'd have to run away. Unless he went, well, will you help? And I'll go, well, of course, but it'll cost you something out of your hand.
+5 bonus.
But at this point, nothing's reading. There's going to be 0 effect.
So I defeat that easily. And because
Well, to fight a monster,
yeah.
compare its combat strength to yours. Combat strength is the total of level plus all modifiers, positive or negative, given by items and other cards. If the monster's combat strength is equal to yours or greater, equal. There's a mistake I've made. If it's equal or greater, you lose the combat and run away. If your combat strength totals more than the monster's, you kill it and go up a level. 2, if it's a big monster, which the card will indicate by saying it's a big monster. You'll also get a number of treasures shown on its card. Sometimes a card, class or race power, will let you get rid of the monster without killing it. This is still winning, but you don't get a level. Sometimes, depending on the card, you might not get treasure either. Some monster cards have special powers that affect combat, a bonus against one race or another. Be sure to check these. One-shot items, such as potions, may be played directly from your hand during combat. You can also use one-shot items that you already had in play. One-shot items say usable only once. You discard
So you
these
can
after it's
stack
used.
as many as you want. If you had like one shot
Yeah,
items.
that's because you're just bonusing yourself up. But some things need to be in place. So, for example, my spiky knees and my rapier of unfairness, I couldn't produce them from my hand in the middle of a fight.
No.
They have to be in play.
Okay.
Yeah. While you're in combat, you cannot sell, steal, equip, unequip, or trade items or play items except for one-shots from your hand. Oh, that was a house rule we had then. So official rules are, if I was to say, well, I'll help you, but I want something out of your hand, technically I can say that, but I'm not going to get it until after the fight. Yeah, whereas we used to give it out during it.
We used to say, I want something from your treasure.
Or that was the most common one, which is how many treasures? Oh, it has 4. I want 2 of my choice.
Right. So
Discard the monster card, including enhancers, one-shot players, and draw treasure. Someone may play a hostile card on you or use a special power just as you think you have won. When you kill a monster, you must wait a reasonable time, defined as about 2.6 seconds, for anyone else to speak up. After that, you've really killed the monster, and you really get the levels and treasure, though they can still whine and argue. Some cards, including Wandering Monster, allow your rivals to send other monsters to join the fight. You must defeat their combined combat strengths. Any special abilities, such as forcing you to fight with your level only, apply to the entire fight. If you have the right cards, you can eliminate one monster from the combat and fight the other normally, but you cannot choose to fight one and run from the other. If you eliminate one with a card, or your race or class power, but then run from the other, you don't get any treasure. If you cannot win a combat on your own, you may ask for help. If that person refuses, you may ask another, and so on, until they all turn you down or someone helps. Only one player can help you, adding his combat strength to yours. Anyone can play cards to affect your combat. You can bribe someone. In fact, you probably have to. You may offer your helper items you are currently carrying, or any number of treasure cards the monster has. If you offer him part of the monster treasure, you must agree whether he picks first or you pick or whatever. Yep, and they're obviously affected by all special abilities. Interfering with another person, one shot, play a card to modify, play a wandering monster, and backstab a player if you're a thief. Curse them if you have a curse card. Everything's great. If you die, you lose all your stuff. You keep your class, race, and level. and any curses that you're affecting when you died, but your new character will look like your old one. You keep your class, race, and level. We used to knock people back to level 1.
Ah,
Yeah, but they don't. They keep their level. You just die in the room, but you just take all the equipment off them.
yeah, but I think sometimes there's one where you go all the way back.
There probably is. That's the fun one. So, what we'd have to consider is, in the past we had a big free-for-all like an auction house, of everybody arguing and fighting and wanting to be involved. I think the idea, what it's supposed to be, is that you'd move from the left. So you'd say, will you help me, yes or no? Will you help me, yes or no? If you want to cause anybody trouble, you can just do it any time. You can just fight them, just get in there. You don't have to wait your turn and go, no, but I'm going to mess with you. All right, so remember that. If you've got something there, the whole point is to backstab and fight whatever it takes to get you to number 10 first. Sometimes that will be friendships, all the way to the end, until you kill them at the door. So, anybody going to mess with the mole rat? Or I should say you, actually, not with me. Anyone going to harm him? Going to make it harder for him?
Level 1, that's right.
Just stick it to the man. Right?
Yeah?
Yep, you
So
kill
I
the
kill
mole rat.
the mole rat, and I get 1 treasure as stated on the card.
Fantastic.
Yes?
Yep.
So I get 1 treasure, and I need to arrange my hand over.
Yeah, well, if you've got more than 5.
No, I've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
5.
Right.
I do got 5.
I forgot what the dice is for. I don't think it does anything anymore.
If you're a rogue.
Yeah, that's horrible. Move away. Right.
Well, take one of these out, yeah?
Yep, so you kick in the door.
Move your blue character.
Ha-ha!
Then
And you killed a monster, so you're up here.
take one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Do I show everything, or?
Yep. You put it straight down on the
It's a
table.
monster.
Super Munchkin.
This is allowed you to multi-class. So,
You may have 2 class cards with all the advantages and disadvantages of each, or or you may have 1 card and have all the advantages and none of the disadvantages.
so it's a multi-class card, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it just means you're just awesome in one class without the
Monsters. Okay, so I can have 2 class cards and all the pros and cons, or I can just have all the pros
Yeah.
of being a warrior and none of the cons that the warrior class brings, which as far as I can see hasn't got any.
So the chances are you want to put that card in play now, or it depends how many you've got in your hand.
Well, I'm gonna get rid of 1.
So
Well, I don't
if you
have
put it in play, you don't have to get rid of one.
Oh yeah, so you can have as many as you want down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one play.
So you put that next to
You're just
your-
tooling yourself up.
So you put that one by your class. There you go.
or your
Go.
race, depending which one it is.
Yeah.
So we've got class.
Okay, so
So
you didn't have a monster, which means if you've got a monster in your hand that you think you can fight,
Which I don't.
okay, so you would
loot
loot the room.
So I take one of
So you
these.
can't look for trouble, so he's looting the room.
Exactly. Well, he's got no monster, so you take that, keep it, and put it in your.
Take this one?
Yep.
And this goes in this hand again.
Yep. And yeah, that put it in play.
No, it's loot the room is the door card, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
No, loot the room's the treasure.
It's not.
It's looking for trouble.
George's second card from the door card, face down. Yep. Sorry, apologies.
I actually didn't see what that was.
Just put that in the Discord.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We've got plenty of cards.
So another one of these.
Yeah.
And then I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to be a warrior half-breed.
Oh.
What?
Halfling.
Warrior
Half-breed.
Oh yeah.
You may have 2 race cards and all the advantages and disadvantages of each card. So
Super Munchkin and
so
half-breed.
a Munchkin half-breed, like,
So you have 2 classes and 2.
apparently.
Oh.
This is getting crazy.
Right, so that's
But
me.
but you don't level
Right.
because you didn't count in. Right,
So over to
Luther.
Hey.
Go on, boy.
Kick in the door.
Kick in the door.
Boom. What you got?
Flip it over. That was C.
Oh,
You can't do that!
The door, man.
How's it the worst one?
What's he got?
Doom.
Curse of the duck.
Duck of Doom.
Alright.
You should know better than to pick up a duck in a dungeon.
Of course.
Lose 2 levels. Oh,
Well, that's not
that's a waste.
You got it out the way.
Damn you.
Have a monster?
Nope.
So you can't look for trouble,
So I can loot the room, can't I?
but you can look the room by taking a door.
Taking a door.
He's got a couple of cards there on that side. You see that one looks a bit thicker.
Yeah, so that'll be 6. But I can have 6.
Oh, you pesky dwarf. Is that it?
Yep.
Right, it's me. Be prepared. I'm going to get a level 21 demon dog here, aren't I?
Probably.
Bosh!
No, you got Mr. Bones instead.
Level 2 undead Mr. Bones. If you must flee, use a level even if you escape. Bad stuff. His bony touch costs you 2 levels. He gets 1 treasure. I am more than happy to have at him, give him a good kicking, Sinbad style.
But he's a higher level than you, so.
But I have +4 because I've got my rapier of unfairness and my spiky knees, which give me 4 bonus on top of my health. I also go up a level for every monster I help someone else kill.
Yeah, so no help for him.
No help for me. So is anyone going to make Mr. Bones more troublesome for me?
Yeah.
No?
If only.
In 1, 2, 3, I'm killed him. In that.
Kicking door down, boom. Oh, like, oh.
Did I go
oh,
above? I should be level 7.
That's not
Because you didn't
good.
find monster.
I might need some help.
What level is it?
Water monster.
Right, so
It's level 6.
16.
Oh.
So I've got level 16 undead. Oh man, it's the Wright brothers. White brothers, not Wright brothers. White. It's the White brothers. Will not pursue anyone of level 3 or below. What level am I? What level am I? 5.
5.
So that's me knackered. High level characters lose 2 levels even if they escape. Oh no, bad stuff. You are reduced to level 1 if I die. 4 treasures, right. 5, 16. So I'm level 10. So I need a 6, 7.
Yeah, I think.
The only one who can help me is you, Cain.
Oh, really?
Yes. Would you care to help?
Would I care to help?
Oh, I'll help a brother out. Like,
Yeah, you may not want to.
we're both. Wait a
2
minute.
choices.
Oh, you changed your bloody class quickly.
Yeah,
I thought you were a
right.
wizard.
Yeah, I've been that off. So yeah, not for 2 treasures of my choice chosen before you. So I'll get to pick up the 4 cards, choose the 2. You don't get to know what they are, and I'll give you the other 2. And I'll absolutely, definitely, 100% get rid of the White brothers for you.
Are you sure?
100%. We got a pact.
That's what I'm saying. Are you sure you want to help them?
No. Oh wait, actually I didn't even check my hand, you know. Nope.
Might be a bit too much for you.
I've got to take. Put it this way: you're back there. The way this goes, I'm going to overtake you again. But you said that you wouldn't stab us in the back.
He's doing the phrase.
Yeah. I'll help you, mate. But I want to choose the treasures. You just get the remainder 2 for 2.
Okay.
Well, technically, it's him that's getting assaulted.
I've got no problem with that. Are you going to stab him in the back?
No, but I'm tempted to play
I'll
a
put him
monster.
in, so there's another one.
Oh! Ooh!
So he's both hit, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're gonna go down to level 1.
Oh!
You horrible man.
I've only got 2.
Another monster appears of the same level and with all the same monster enhancers. If the monsters are defeated, draw treasure for each and go up levels for each.
So we've got 8 treasures. 32. Level 32.
It's just, mate, if I work out how to beat this, mate, then you suddenly, I'll come out with 2 treasures.
I know.
Because I can't not help anymore because I've said I'm in there. No.
I'll give you double
Certain
the treasures
cards-
you have 4.
Oh, okay, thanks.
We just need to beat it.
Enough to beat it?
All enhancers on a single monster are together. If there are multiple monsters in a combat, the person who plays each enhancer must choose which monster it applies to. Anything that enhances a monster also enhances its mate. If Ancient, Enraged and Mate are played in a single monster in any order, you are facing an Ancient, Enraged monster and its Ancient, Enraged mate. Good luck. So it does double them up. It's not like 2 level 16s, that's a pointless card otherwise. So now we're fighting level 32.
Can't tell.
And we are fighting at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, and you're 10. So that's 26. Yeah? So I need to work up for 7. I need to give 7.
I'm not 7. It might be 9.
Right, to be fair, you're screwed. Because I can get away for free. So I'm not worried at all. But it is going to cost me a lot to defeat this.
How's he going to get it?
Because as soon as if I don't help him here, he's gonna die.
Well, he won't die, just come down and jump in, room 1.
That's dying. He's no longer level 5, and he loses his staff of napalm.
So if he doesn't lose his wizardry.
No, he's definitely still a wizard, Harry. If I was to die, I'd lose all this. That would be heartbreaking. Because remember, you do get a roll, because it's called running away. So you're going to give me 4 treasures, yeah?
If you beat it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a harsh roll, you know. What's the stuff? You were just a level 1. Okay. Oh, wait. Will not pursue anyone of level 3 or below. High level characters lose 2 levels, even if they escape. That's harsh. Right.
Is that each?
Yeah, he loses 2 levels. I'll lose.
No, but if he doesn't run away, but if he fails to
Oh,
run
yeah,
away,
that's 4 levels.
he dies.
So it's a level each.
No. We lose 4 levels, mate.
So 2 levels.
Yeah.
That's if you fail.
All the answers, if there are any more, the personal
That's
players,
if you win.
So do we go 4 levels then?
No.
Why not?
if there are multiple monsters in a combat, the person who plays each enhancer must choose which monster it applies to. Exception, anything that enhances a monster also enhances its mate. So because you happen to have chosen the mate card, means that everything is doubled, regardless. Brilliant.
But it says enhances though.
It doesn't
So-
matter, it's
so-
it's just a word,
So
meaning
what
either way.
enhances means what? So we go 4 levels.
No, it enhances the monster.
Just the enhances, right?
Enhances the monsters.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's 2 monsters worth.
So that doesn't mean treasures then either.
Yeah, yeah.
does it?
Yeah, if you can beat it.
Yeah, because there's 2
Oh,
of them.
yes, 2 of them.
We're fighting 2 white brothers, so that means
So-
we get 2 levels each, right? If we kill them, because he's a mate, we now get 4 levels. Yeah, we get 8 treasures. It's
Well, we
bonuses.
need to do this then. Come on.
I know that.
Let's
I'm
do
not
this.
running away.
But of course,
Come on.
But even if you win, you lose 2 levels each.
No.
No.
If we win, we
No,
go
if we
on.
run away and survive.
What does that say on the one about the running away?
So if we run away, as in because we can't defeat it, so we have to run.
Yeah.
We lose 2 levels, even if we don't die.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I needed.
But if you're running away, you need 7.
Yep. 6.
7.
Are you sure it was 6?
Well, 6 is equal, so that's.
Sure it was 6. Have you got anything at
We'll
all?
go for 6 if you want. You can have 6.
No, just tell me what, because I know what these idiots are going to do.
Bastards.
These idiots.
Just don't.
You're such a hole in my hood, mate, him.
I don't like him.
This is the last time he comes here, right?
Right, okay, so here we go. So I need a 7. There's, right, used during any combat to either side.
He is.
Yeah. And this one is used during any combat to either side. I add 10
Right,
to our level.
boom.
So that means,
Yeah, +4.
What's this? 2? You put 2, do you?
yep,
So we're up by 4.
Radiation, acid potion, and magic missile.
yep.
So by 4, yeah.
So it's a,
Plus 5.
so
That's
6.
5 or 3. Anyways, it doesn't matter if it's 3, it'll be more than 7.
So we're at 36, and they're at 32.
Yeah.
So they need a 5.
So I need 5.
5, yeah? To be equal, to be over?
Yeah.
They need to be equal, don't they?
Yeah, equal.
Oh, what? That's
Yeah,
rubbish.
equal.
rubbish rule.
Yeah, so 5.
So, did you say you're 36 and they're 32?
I think we said 36, didn't we?
How much you are? I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 36.
You're-
They're at 32.
Right, so there are only 4. If they've got 4, if they can be provided with 4 more, then they'll be equal and then you lose.
Backstab you. Because it's in combat. That makes it. Is it -2 from your level? So 2 from your total, basically.
So that's
He's just stabbed you in the back.
so that's 2
See?
then. But that doesn't.
No,
that
but
doesn't-
No, I'm discarding a card.
Ah,
So you may discard a card to backstab another player.
so that knocks
You
you
may
down
do
by-
once per victim per combat, but if 2 players are fighting a monster together, you may backstab each of them.
I said that's backstabbing.
Okay,
So
so,
that knocks you down by 2,
yep.
which makes it.
still wait, there's
Well,
still
he's
+2.
not finished yet.
Oh, he's not finished. All right, okay. Because that's
+2.
that's 2.
You got anything else, Dad?
No, I don't know if that does anything.
It does. Whoever's wearing armor would lose it.
No one's got armor on.
No.
That's one of the things. No one's worn armor on. Like, well, that's the point as well.
No, weapon. Yeah, I'm good.
Mm.
I could play that.
He's a hot. This guy's the devil.
The devil.
Him?
Well, he only needs more. If he can find 2
Next
more,
Thursday there'll be 3 of
If
us.
he can find 2
Never
more,
mind,
then
back it
these
back.
all go down to 1. Is that
We'll
right?
right, so basically, if he adds 2 more and he can't produce a magical card,
Yes.
then we are then running away.
And then
We could still die. If we die, we're level
How
1.
do you die?
Because we have to roll the dice to run away. You have to roll a 5.
Unless you have below.
So you can still die, but if
Yep.
you
If
succeed,
we succeed,
you drop 2 levels.
we drop 2 levels. If we die, we all drop to level 1 and lose
But
everything.
isn't it less for an elf?
What are you on about?
For running away?
I get the +1, so I need to roll a 4 to run away. But I still lose 2 levels no matter what.
Right. You don't lose anything
Technically,
else.
no, we lose 4 levels because there's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're down to level 2 and I'm level 3.
No, well, you're going, if you lose 4 levels, you're going to level 1.
I'm dead.
I'm at level
You're
6.
level 2.
I'm level 2.
No, level 2.
So
Yeah.
stop that. We can't.
Come on.
How about then?
I'll play that one then. +5 to the monster.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's more.
You're definitely playing that?
Mm,
You sure? Done. You've done it.
Yep.
-5 to the monster.
Oh, I'll play that then.
What? Richard?
okay, so wait, -5.
Fuck's sake.
So we were up by 4.
You were
No, we were up by 2.
Yeah. Now you're by 7.
Now we're up by 7.
and then,
and then he's
played
up
that,
driving,
and
so
then he's
wait,
played that. Well,
now-
no, well, I don't
10.
know.
There's 10. So now the monster's up by 3.
Another 3.
2.
which- No.
Yes.
Plus 3. Oh god. Wait a minute. I think it hasn't worked. I think he's -1. I think you've scripted him by 1.
Right.
Right, so basically, let's look at these. So they're level
32.
16,
That's 32.
32, -5,
Right, so that's 27.
plus 10,
37.
right? We are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
-2 from him.
Yeah, 16 plus 5, 21.
21.
Plus 5,
26.
minus 2,
24.
plus 10,
34. You
What?
lost.
3 short.
Yeah.
He's not finished, is he?
Well, if you'd done the, if you'd
I've
done the
got
5 properly, mate, you could put it on you rolling the monster.
I could have, honestly, I thought that was it. I thought, whoa! He actually did that on purpose just to shine a light and go, yuck.
You could have had that.
He giveth and then taketh away.
Do you want to?
Doesn't help either of us, mate.
Sandwich and doom. Oh, that'll be
So we said we needed
It does.
3.
Yeah. It will help you if I give you this card.
4.
We needed 4.
3 is equal 4.
But you've
is-
got to give
if I-
it. You can't give it in combat.
No, I can't give him cards, can I?
No,
No,
it's
Oh, you can.
I can't.
We needed 4.
You-
4.
Somebody has got
Yeah.
+4, which you can use.
Can't give it in combat. What kind
Can't I give him
Yep.
combat?
Well,
Sure you can. We're gonna
let's
check the rules, viewers.
Yeah.
checking
It's too important, this.
trading
far too
because this makes a big difference.
Monsters,
I've got it.
Can you steal in combat?
you're a horrible man.
Yeah, I'm a thief.
A kid, you could bring this guy next Thursday, right?
I don't know who he is. I don't even know how he got here. Any item card may be played on the table as soon as you get it or any time on your turn other than in combat unless the card itself says otherwise. Any one-shot item can be played during any combat, whether you have it in your hand or on the table. Is it a one-shot item? Does it say that?
No. This says play this card while you're in
Funny, I'm
combat.
busy in my room. Hi everyone! Welcome to level 1!
Is that race specific?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're +4.
Unless the only way around this is if I go, help me out, pinch that, and you backstab me for that.
Ask him to come in and help you. And that's it.
Yeah.
Just ask him. You've got plenty of treasures to give out of your 4.
That's also true.
No, everyone's going to come with me in level 1, that's why I'm playing it.
He's a horrible man
Come
too!
everyone down level 1.
Well, he won't be.
Well, if you want, I can help you.
No,
won't
it's
switch
fine.
mine.
I can't do this devil.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
No, you can. Ask him to help.
I want to lose all this stuff!
Mate, what are you doing, man? Ask him.
If you, you only lose that if you fail to run away.
I get it. Yeah, no, but ask him for help.
Or he will lose 4 levels if he doesn't.
How much are we down again?
even
4?
go away.
No, you wouldn't lose.
Was it 3?
Stuff.
Was it 3 or 4?
If you
It's
fail to
4.
run away, you
It's
would.
4 levels.
4 to win. No,
Oh, 4
What's 3?
4 to win.
4 to win. Oh. Wait a second. Can you actually help? You're on 3. You can't help. So you have to ask everyone in. We're not ask the entire bloody room to help. We'll have to ask both of them regardless, or just him by himself.
Well, he could.
Yeah, can you ask him in?
I did.
Offer him stuff.
I don't, What are you going to give me? Give me
We've
everything.
got. Give me everything!
This is when you can say 5 treasure.
Well, you can't, because he's already given it to me, and I've got no reason to worry about this.
Well, how many you get?
I'm getting 4. So he's got 4 treasures to
But you're
bank.
going to have to worry about it because I just say, oh, well, I'm not bothered, then you're going down to...
I'm not.
You could ask for 4 treasures and you would have to give you
Well, I
them.
thought you run away successfully,
Mm-hmm.
you still lose 4.
You go up a level.
I go up a level.
Yeah, because you're an elf.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, true.
We'll read your card. So you're going to go up a level, and you're going to ask for some
You're
treasure.
on level 1. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Yes, it does. That's how. If you
Level
don't move
one,
up a level,
you
you're never going to
plus
win.
4. So you're affecting your level 5.
Yeah, no, but I only get to go up 1 level.
And
whereas-
treasure, which is no different to anybody else when
Yeah,
they're playing the
but
game.
then everyone else comes down to 1. I get to equalise everything back down to level 1.
Oh, I wouldn't be at level 1. You wouldn't chase me no matter what.
But then that's over half the board will then be on level 1 with me, so I won't feel so lonely. I'll be like, hello everyone. Whereas if I go up 1 level, I'm miles away from everyone still.
Unless you get the treasure, which if it adds up to more than 1,000, you can level up.
there. You just pick up Scruffy, I know my look. You get club foot and a whippy nose.
I've got something I don't want to. I didn't want to use it. Man.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Because I was.
I'm gonna get out of
This
jail,
was
man.
my, this
I'd
was
rather
my,
just go
this
to
was
jail.
my level 9 card. I wanted to use, but there's no other way around it.
It's either that or you go back to level 1 and lose your flamethrower.
So,
So what's the point of keeping it all the way to the end if you never get there?
doppelganger. So now we're getting.
Summons your exact duplicate to the point beside you, so you double your combat strength. That's another 10.
So you win that one.
Yeah.
But
What
what
do
does
you
it do?
Nothing. Just means that it gives us all.
It just
money.
means you double. So there's double monsters, also double hint.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So we win.
It's kicking in the door. Hello, honey, I'm home.
Please be a dragon.
Wandering monster. Play this card with a monster from your hand when someone, including you, is in combat. Your monster joins the one already fighting. Add their combat strength. Well, I'm obviously not going to do that. So I shall discard that instantly. And I'll go looking for trouble. Because you know what? A level 2 large angry chicken. So 9, 10, 13, 15, 17, 21. Going into...
Wait, man.
Point
You can't do
six.
that. We've got to work it out.
You gotta wait till Nevyn gets back.
Yeah, you do. Because never mind.
No, 2.6 seconds.
Shut up, you. What's that saying?
To the chicken.
Oh, wow.
The chicken gets out against you.
So, yeah, what? So the chicken gets plus 3. Right, so the chicken is now fighting at 5.
Yeah.
6. 5. 5. 5, 5, 5. Flaming poison potion. So he's fighting at 8.
It's so annoying, unless he's got something. What level are you? 27 now?
I'm fighting a boosted level 2 chicken for the game.
He's going to win. If you don't have something to boost it.
50.
Yeah, have you got like a...
I've got nothing.
Nothing. He's gonna have
Are you sure?
I've got nothing.
Can we have a look?
I've got nothing. All I've got is armour. Remember?
Can you arm up the duck?
Completely alarming.
Curse it. That's what I do.
Wait.
Curse it then!
With what? Curse the duck with no armour.
Oh.
No, curse him.
He's got no armour.
He's got armour?
I have armor.
Oh man, do you not have curse? Where's all the curse? You have
He's,
feet?
you coming in combat.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to quickly backstab him and take whatever that card is.
I'm just going to go for your boots.
I don't know anything.
Come on, this has been over 2.6 seconds. And that includes since he's walked back in the room and asked him if he has anything.
Well, lose the armour that you wear or nothing.
You gotta lose your armour.
Lose the
Oh,
armor
because
you are
you can
wearing.
cast it on you.
Yeah, because you armour you got to. Plus 2.
That's only 3.
No, that's lose. Oh, lose your armour.
Actually, that's only armor. Spiky knees don't count. So I'll lose 2 points. Technically adding 2 to them. Still, sorry. I'm still winning. Winning!
Not much.
Lots.
Well, you got to work it out because we're losing.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 versus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, that's a win.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still not going to be enough, is it? 12.
Wait, how many were you on now?
I'll just take some yuppie water just to make sure that I'm another 2 above.
Now you fortunately use this.
Please me.
Flask of glue. It's not really an
It might.
illusion.
But What does illusion do?
Nothing. Can't do anything.
Give him the illusion that he's won.
Yep.
We haven't actually won.
Oh,
Oh, my +4 bonus. I'm giving the duck mace.
Clang.
Were you macing the duck? That's
Yeah,
just
apparently.
It's just going to get beaten and like, oh no.
Yeah.
You're attacking the poor duck. Duck's going to get killed and you're macing it. Seems cruel.
And that's why you keep your +2 angry duck from the beginning of the game,
Yeah.
because it might come in handy.
I know.
I can't believe you did that. I didn't even backstab anybody.
Yeah, you did.
yeah, you did.
No, I didn't officially backstab anyone. Like using backstab.
You didn't use it to its full potential.
I didn't use the thief at all.
I know.
I
Well-
threatened with it.
Okay.
Well, that's game over. Kane's won, so up yours, Kane.
I thought you said the kids won.
No, you're not kidding me. You're all
Well done, Kane.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
I'd,
Good game.
I'd like to thank all our fans, the people that got me here. Ah!
I'm going to put them away now. Oh.
Thought you were doing a train.
Put the camera on the floor.
Did you actually get out of level 1?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No, I stayed in level 1.
Yeah, he never got out of the room.
It was my mission towards the end. I was like,
Just keep trying to drag everyone else back.
I don't want to be out of one.
He's replaced the other dude that used to play here.
There's no point in trying to
Never
get past
won.
it.
He who shot
The other dude.
Just bring everyone down to level 1. That's the.
That was
And I
the.
could have done it if you didn't attack these selves. Aha! -5 to yourself.
Yeah.
-5.
not the first time that's happened.
Swift punch to the testicles. Great. Well done.
-5 to the monster.
So yeah, that's Munchkin. Aim of the game. Back
Cheat your
stab
friends.
the hell out of your friends, and
It gets a lot more fluid and a lot darker when you realise that it's not nice.
When
It's
people
important
can
to
walk
point.
around, taking a drink. Where's that card? Oh, it's
I think
in
it's
your
like-
hoodie.
I think it speaks more volume of the character of the person who actually wins this sort of thing. I think actually just reflects
exactly
the
what I
darker
thought
side of
when I
humanity.
went.
I actually have a remarkable winning streak
and
on
I
this,
think-
by the way.
I think when you're
Yeah,
genuinely
it's only the
enjoying
deluxe version.
I think,
Yeah.
I think Talbot, when you're a genuinely nice human being, you don't do very well at this sort of stuff. But when you're actually twisted and you've got some possibly some sort of character defect, and apparently, this is
Or
what
you
you
to the game that you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, it helps if you've never even seen the game before, of course. It's like playing poker with someone. Is this a winning hand? Oh, let me just help you. Oh, that's not too bad.
I'm losing this.
To be fair, though, I was watching his hand repeatedly throughout the entire game. It didn't help because I cannot retain any. Not like, oh yes, what you got? I don't know. It made no difference, especially that nice bluff. Let us look. No, you're a cheat. Well, what does it make difference to me? It's him that you're hiding it from. I still get to know what's in your hand, but it didn't make any sense because I couldn't help. So there you go. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah.
And
so
we
hope you
will.
enjoyed Munchkin. What's the verdict on Munchkin, guys?
Again.
Never.
Next one.
Never again. Yeah. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Always choose a different one.
No, Steve. You've done a wonderful job. We absolutely love Munchkin.
Yeah. It's not as good as Carl was, Steve, thinking about it.
I'm not a big call.
Yes, you have.
I haven't, man.
You have.
You have.
You have.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yes. You just
It
Oh,
took us
yes.
8 hours to drive from
Yes.
outside the table earlier and you crashed.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes. Oh,
only
that
because
was
it was
awful.
like we had to finish this somehow
Oh,
because
yeah.
we've been in all night and we
Yeah.
haven't even got anywhere near each other.
I think I crashed and then you crashed into me.
No, it was head on. We accelerated.
Yeah,
head
was it?
on.
Because it was my scenario and it was about a motorcycle garage, and the truck came on with a car in advance up front,
Yeah.
and it was like, right, what do we do? And he drove past it and crashed, and then we rammed into each other.
Yeah, at high speed.
And that was-
Again, you can't turn.
Yeah.
Yes, ever, ever, no matter what speed you think you're doing.
Without crashing and burning and rolling and blowing out all
Yeah.
the tires.
So, though that was great, first edition rules, in fact, if I remember, or close to them.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, Steve, I know that you're still doing it, mate, but potentially if you could work on the turning rules.
Yeah, somehow make it so you can actually turn. Cars are actually designed to turn, but not in your game.
Oh, you're doing 20 miles an hour.
Ah, crash, burn, explode.
That was the thing, is it was constantly on fire and tyres bursting.
It's just like, I just tried to turn doing 20 miles an hour and apparently that was the wrong thing to do in a car.
Nope, not going to happen. Damn. Yeah, and that took us an entire day.
It wasn't exactly bootlegger reverse as well, it was just turning and it was like, and turn, fail, roll, oh, cold fire.
Wasn't that pulling out of the garage in pursuit of the truck?
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah. Took all day, just crash head onto someone. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, Steve, if you want,
Yes.
you know.
just to work on that. But thank you very much, and we'll see you all in a couple of days, or, well, actually no, because it's a different series. So we will see you next week. By all means, you can see our links are here. It is the same Twitter pages. It is the same YouTube page if you're watching it on YouTube. Leave likes, that would be great. Follow us, we're only going to get better. But any suggestions?
Yeah, next game. For next game,
If we don't get any suggestions, then we will move on to
Kaplug. No.
Boggle.
Operation.
I have five different collector's editions of Monopoly.
Monopoly.
They all need to be checked. I'm not opening them up. So yeah, give us suggestions. If we have it, great. If we can get it before the next scenario, the next broadcast, we will. Yeah, you'll see us open it, curse at the rules, because that seems to be something that happens with age. You don't understand what's going on, and then throw it on the floor.
Yeah, make up our own rules, and
Yeah, there might be fire,
better be fair.
because at some point we're going to show you the Game of Thrones recording that we did, and I've had to move house.
Yeah.
So, you know, Game of Thrones, we will show you that recording one day, but for now, we want to make friends and influence people.
That could like cause a fight in the Vatican. That game. Like, oh.
And of course, we've always got the classic fallback of Cthulhu Pandemic.
No.
No.
Nah.
That turned me to drink. Well, thank you very much. That's good night from Cain.
Good night from Talbot.
Good night from Talbot.
Good night from Hull. Oh, Luther.
Holt.
Oh,